Carrie. Today I'm going to do an Oreo cheesecake. I'm going to actually do my normal regular cheesecake recipe, but I'm going to replace one of the cream cheese with 8 ounces of mascarpone. And I'm also going to substitute heavy cream for the sour cream because it's going to be Oreo, so I want it to be richer. I don't want it to have a lot of tang. So we're going to start with the crust. You're going to need about 20 Oreos, and you're going to process these in your food processor to get them nice and, make a nice crumb. So we'll do that first, and then we're going to add some melted butter. Now I'm going to add in 3 tablespoons of melted butter, and then you'll just process this some more, and then we're going to press it into, I'm doing an 8-inch pan, so because I want it a little thicker. You can do a 9-inch. We're going to press it into the pan after that and then bake it for a little bit. So I have the crust pressed into the pan. Now I'm putting it in the oven. It's set at 400 degrees. I'm going to put it in for about 10 minutes just to get it going, and then we will start the cheesecake batter next. So in my mixer, I have 2 8-ounce packages of cream cheese and 1 8-ounce package of mascarpone. I'm going to just mix it up to get it smooth, and then we'll add the other ingredients. So now I'm going to add 1½ cups of sugar. And then I'm going to add in a tablespoon of vanilla. And then the cheese and the eggs are all room temperature, so just make sure you have it room temperature. So I'm going to mix this up. And then I will put in the vanilla, which is a tablespoon. And then I'm going to put in the heavy cream. So now I'm going to add in 3/4 cups of heavy cream. So this is replacing the sour cream because it's going to be a richer, sweet cheesecake. So I'll just mix all that in. And then I'll put in 3 tablespoons of cornstarch. And then I'll add the eggs last because we just want to incorporate the eggs. We don't want to over mix it with the eggs. And then the last will be the crushed Oreos. We'll just fold those in. 3 tablespoons of cornstarch. Said the eggs are room temperature, and we're going to use 3 eggs for this. Just get this mixed up, and then I'll get the eggs. Now I'm adding in the 3 eggs, and we'll just mix that until they're all mixed in, or maybe just like a minute. Now I'm just going to fold in coarsely chopped Oreos. We'll just fold that in, and we will put it into the cheesecake pan, and we're going to put it into a water bath to bake. And the pan needs to be wrapped in foil. And definitely wrap your pan in foil prior to baking the crust because it's kind of difficult and hot after the crust is baked and you're trying to wrap it in foil. So I had to do that right now. So I'm getting the hot water into my pan to put it in a water bath. And then we're going to bake it at 400 degrees, 45 to 55 minutes. I would check it after 45 minutes, and you want it to be slightly jiggly still because when you take it out, or you're going to leave it in the oven, you're going to turn it off and leave it in the oven for an hour after it's baked. And my crushed Oreos, I forgot to mention that I had about 15 crushed Oreos. That's what I used for when I folded in the batter. So the cheesecake took about an hour and 20 minutes. Now I've turned the oven off and I've opened the door, and I'm leaving the cheesecake in the oven, and it'll stay there for an hour. Once the hour passes, then I'll put it into the refrigerator to chill overnight. So here is the cheesecake. cheesecake after it's chilled all night. Now I'm going to make the topping for it. So for the topping, I'm just going to use this. It's Frostin Pride. I got this at Smart and Final, and it's non-dairy, ready to whip icing and filling. I'm going to whip that up, probably about 5 minutes, I think it says it'll take, and then I'm going to just fold in some crushed Oreos. So I'm just whipping up a cup of this, and like I said, I think it takes about 5 minutes, so just put it on high and let it whip. So I topped it with the filling, with the Frostin Pride, and then I did mascarpone whipped cream for the rosettes. I'm still decorating it. And for the whipped cream, I did 1 cup of heavy cream with a ½ cup of mascarpone and 3 tablespoons of powdered sugar. And here is the finished cheesecake. I'll be slicing into it soon. Here is a slice of the cheesecake. I'm going to taste it now. Okay, it's super, super good. It's like out of this world amazing. I think the heavy cream worked really well with this because it makes it like a big fluffy Oreo cookie. So I recommend doing heavy cream and not the sour cream. It works really, really well. The mascarpone just adds to the creaminess. It's amazing. I think it's right up there with Cheesecake Factory's Oreo cheesecake. And honestly, the Frostin Pride that I put on top, the fluffy Oreo whipped topping, it's amazing. I don't always like going with something that is not natural, it's not whipped cream, it's something that's produced. But as a treat, it's pretty good. I like it. It's definitely rich and creamy. And the mascarpone whipped cream, it's always great. It's a very, very good cheesecake. I really, really recommend trying it because it's out of this world amazing. I'll put the recipe in the details.